Evidence of fraud and evidence of worse. If you are an American, things look really bad. It seems as if the world that you knew in October is no longer the world that you see in November. The political institutions that you thought were solid aren't. The media that you thought were not corrupt are. And the neighbors that you thought were rational are something less than that. Oh, and you're mad. Really mad. They are taking away your country, and you want to stop them. In fact, you probably thought that Donald Trump would do that for you, or at least try, and you wanted him to keep trying. Unfortunately, your government probably stole the vote that you gave to Donald Trump. I say probably because they didn't need to steal all of the votes or even most of them. They only needed to steal a certain number of votes in only a certain number of counties, not just states, counties, in the battleground states where the election would be close. All that they had to do was steal a few, but the right few. So they did. How do I know? Well, let me ask you a few questions. What if you were in the right place at the right time to commit your crime? What if the payoff for your crime was huge? What if the chance of getting caught was zero? If the answer was yes to all of those, the chance of fraud, in this case election fraud, the chance of it happening is 100%. And remember that all of those what ifs are subjective. If the potential criminal thinks that he is at the right place and time, if he thinks that the payoff is huge, stopping Orange Hitler, if he thinks that the chance of getting caught is zero, the crime will happen. And politics is full of people who think that they will never get caught. But here's the bad part. They're usually right. Political fraud almost never gets caught. The lies, the cheating, and the stealing are everywhere in American politics, except in those areas where the population is small and the average person values honesty in some form. By the way, did you do your homework? Wait, there was homework? Yep, there's homework. Check last week's post. It's there. In fact, here's the link. The most corrupt election in American history. You can find it on my website, omegashark.com. And your homework assignment was to read Plunkett of Tammany Hall. If you did, you will know with utter certainty that the Democrats stole the election. There can be no doubt of any kind. Worse, the Republicans are complicit. No, they probably didn't help the Democrats, at least I don't think so. But every time that they had the chance to stop election corruption in the past, they refused to do so. Why? Because Republicans have their own corrupt practices that ensure that they get to keep their jobs. The Republicans are just as bad as the Democrats, just as bad. Now, let's get back to how we know that there is a 100% chance that the Democrats stole the election. And you can find the inspiration for my thoughts in a video. And if you watch the video, just note a language warning. Occasional use of coarse language and adult themes are used by Scott Adams. He isn't a Christian. And the video is titled Episode 1181, Scott Adams, Why President Trump Still Has the Advantage. Crazy, right? Maybe not. Note, if you click the link, I have fast forwarded the video to the point where he explains his reasoning. Now, you will have heard what I have told you in that video. Notice also what else he says. If you thought that Trump was Hitler, you would have to be evil to not try to do everything possible to stop Hitler. Think that through. If you really believe that Trump was the second coming of Hitler, like so many Democrats do, you would have a moral obligation to steal the election to stop Hitler. Or in this case, Trump. So there can be no doubt that passionate Democrats would have done their best to stop Orange Hitler. Then there's one more point that is important to pay attention to, and it comes from Scott Adams' tweet on his Twitter account, and it reads like this. Do you hear that dog that isn't barking? It's the top statistical experts on the left who are looking at election rigging allegations and coming to a slow boil in their own flop sweat. Close quote. There are lots of statisticians and mathematicians who are passionate Biden supporters, but they aren't debunking the statistical analysis that's coming from statisticians and mathematicians who are Republicans, or at least neutral. Where are the Democrat or leftist statisticians? Why is that dog not barking? Very suspicious. Very. So let's look at some of those Republican statistics. And there's a great analysis by Steve Cortez, and it's in an article that he wrote called "The Statistical Case Against Biden's Win" on the nationalimpulse.com. And he has 4 points. Voter turnout was way, way too big. The only rational explanation for all of the extra votes was fraud. Countries that require their citizens to vote, like Australia, don't get a voter turnout as big as what we saw on November 3rd. In the second point, Biden got more votes than Obama did. And that just does not make sense. A frail, elderly, and uncharismatic Joe Biden got more votes than an energetic, younger, and mesmerizing Barack Obama in 2012. That makes so little sense that fraud was almost certainly involved. And then, almost 500,000 Biden-only ballots were cast. Yes, Biden-only ballots. No other candidates. That is a gigantic sign of fraud. There might be some people who might vote for the president only, but not 450,000 people. That is an impossibly large number to swallow. And then, mail-in votes have not been vetted. They haven't been checked, not properly. Some mail-in ballots have been checked for legitimacy, but only some. The majority have not been checked because the vote counters were overwhelmed, still are. And the reason why almost every country around the world outside of America has outlawed mail-in voting is that mail-in voting is almost always, if not always, corrupt. And as Steve says in his article, statistics aren't proof, but it's important evidence that points to where proof is. The question is, will they actually try to get the proof? And by the way, the 4 points you can also see at the bottom underneath this video and in the main article, or in the description section below. Anyway, in terms of statistics, as far as proof, will they actually try to get the proof? I'm not sure. In fact, I'm pretty certain that the deep state wants Joe Biden so badly that they'll block our ability to find out the truth until it's too late. Take a look at what Martin Armstrong says in a video titled, "Are They Coming for Your Gold, Silver, and Bitcoin?" Martin Armstrong, number 4968. That's from... Oh no, I've drawn a blank on his name. Anyway, ignore the title. That video isn't about gold or silver or even Bitcoin. It's about the lockdown that's coming in February and the engineered destruction of physical currency. The deep state is demanding for this to happen, and Donald Trump won't do it, or at least he's reluctant. Martin Armstrong's computer was predicting that the 2020 election would be the most corrupt in American history. That is indeed what has happened, but Armstrong's computer has not been able to tell him why it is so important to the elites that Biden win. Armstrong calls it Communism 3.0, and he's right. But there's something even deeper than that. And there's an element of desperation of the elites, for the elites involved. That's it for this Shotcast. Again, hit like, click subscribe, and whack that little bell. And please share this video or the MP3 below. After you've done all that, leave a comment. I like seeing what you have to say about what was said here. Your input is welcome. Then help keep Omega Shock and the Shockcast alive. There's a link below that can help you do that. I am truly grateful for all of you who have helped this ministry continue. May God bless you for your generosity. Also, subscribe to the Shock Letter at theshockletter.com and read my books for free, When Jacob Returns and Ezekiel's Fire. You do not want to get caught by what is coming.